everybody. On behalf of Adorama TV, my name is Doug Gordon, and today I'm going to show you how to work with constant light, flash, or of course a little bit fill from reflector. Welcome to working with different types of lighting. The whole idea of what we're going to try to accomplish in this educational tutorial is trying to figure out what's the best type of lighting for you. As we all know, there's many different choices. You have constant lighting, which could be anything from tungsten lighting to fluorescent to daylight balanced LED. We have a reflector, which is obviously the most inexpensive type of lighting. And of course, we have fill flash or using it as a main, whether it be a speed light, whether it be a monolight, whatever it may be, we have to figure out what works best for you. I found over time that subjects don't want to wait. So obviously, the faster I can be, the better off I'm going to be. So let's start with simple constant lighting. And the idea behind constant lighting is for me to be able to work as quickly, as efficiently as possible, be able to see my shadows, know that my white balance is set, and be on my way. Because at this point, I'm using a ProPhoto balanced LED light. And basically, ProPhoto balanced daylight. And what's happening with that is I'm able to know that I'm automatically balanced at 53 to 100 degrees Kelvin and set my subject according to what's going on with it. So with that, I have my main light coming in from this direction here. Obviously, I have some daylight. I'm going to up my ISO to probably right around 800 from there. I'm going to be at aperture priority, about f4, and keep it simple from there. So what I want to do is bring her back on the wall here. Again, I'm trying to keep the posing simple. So cross your legs for me. You're going to bring your hands in your pockets again. And now what I want you to do is you're going to keep your backside on the wall and now lean forward off the wall. I'm always trying to lean her forward off the wall. Pull down your shirt just a little bit for me so we don't bunch up in there. Just like that. We're leaning forward in here. Lean off and tilt her head. So now what I'm looking at is I'm seeing if I come into her here with this light, what's going to happen is this light is going to probably be a little bit too strong and cause shadows back there. And that's one of the great things about constant lighting is I could see my power. Tilt your head in a little bit to the right, turn your head a tad to the left. Generally, I want to try to light into the face through the body. Now this is easily achieved because I can just take my light, which again is a daylight balanced light, and bring it right over here for me. Turn your head to me just a little bit, chin down, and what I'm looking for, look straight over towards me, Tracy. Tim, if you pull in, you'll notice I automatically see the beautiful catch lights in her eyes. That's what I'm looking for, those bright dots from here. Now again, can I achieve this with a flash and a reflector? Yes, I can. Daylight here is going to keep it simple because that's the main light in the room already. So the first full-length image we're working with, looking at me here, just like that. Stay there. You're doing terrific. Chin down just a tad. You're smiling. I lock my exposure in. I got my full-length image there. Then I'm going to turn and go to a horizontal. Turn your head a little bit to the right. Actually, come back to the left, a little bit to the right, a little bit more. You're doing terrific, Tracy. Looking right there, and you're smiling. I got two perfect images because, again, I'm set and daylight balanced. It makes it nice and quick. I don't have to worry about the light recharging. I don't have to worry about recycle time. I don't have to worry about uneven distribution because it's a constant light. So basically, as I move her, since I'm in aperture priority, and if you're shooting an aperture priority, shutter priority program, you're going to adjust to her position to the light. Whereas in a manual mode with a flash, every time I move the flash or move the subject closer, I'm going to have to make setting adjustments, which again, slows me down, especially when I'm in a shoot. I want to keep it simple. Like watch here, I can do anything with this. Can I have you take a seat right here with your back to me? And you're gonna put your legs out that way. You're gonna take a seat right on your back, and I want you to kick your legs straight out. You're going to put your arms behind you, spread them wide, bring your left leg up for me. And now I want you to lean your head all the way back. You're going to bring your head straight back like this. Can you get your shoulders out further for me? Head back. Can you go down a little bit lower? So spread your arms a bit. And now tilt your head a little bit to that light. Close your eyes and look. Beautiful overhead lighting. This would be a little bit more of a challenge with a flash. Tracy, can I ask you to slide to the wall a little bit so your hands are all on the bricks? Nope, slide straight in front of you, sorry. And now bring your head straight back, beautiful. Close your eyes, just like that. You're doing great. Stay there, absolutely beautiful. Perfect, relax. Now we have our image. Now take a look. If I were to lay Tracy flat on her back here, you're gonna bring your hands behind your head just a little bit. And now turn your head this way. Can you bring your elbows down for me? A little bit, and turn your head this way. Head back, closing the eyes. Now I have beautiful light going into her face. I'm gonna bring it down just a little bit, and now I'm going to adjust myself. But I have clean, soft lighting. Watch how easy this is to create. I'm going to come in with the camera. I'm gonna go down to the same level as her. Head further back to me, Tracy. Close your eyes, no smile. I'm in tight, zooming in. I'm about 200 zoom. Again, aperture priority, F4. Then I can change my angle, looking up at me. Turn your head this way a little bit. Good, just like that. You're doing terrific, stay there. Bring your hands further behind your head so I don't see the base. Turn that other one in a little bit too. Good, just like that. You're looking here, I'm above eye level. Head back to me a little bit and you're smiling beautiful, happy teeth. Excellent, relax. So again, look at how many images I was able to create. Okay, now let's change it up just a bit. So I wanna go to a fill type without using constant. So all I'm gonna do is pop this up. Now, people ask all the time, what's the most inexpensive light I can get? Well, it's very simple, a reflector. You can go to Adorama and get simple Flashpoint products. It's great products at ridiculously inexpensive prices. You can use their constant cool lights, you can use their reflectors. A reflector, 5-in-1 will cost you less than $50. You can't beat that. So right now, I have a reflector on a stand, and let's take a look. Where do we put the reflector? This is one of the biggest things that people have trouble with. In most cases, light is coming from above. Now, with the light coming from above, I have to first determine what the main light is. What's the main light in this room? Now, because I have a skylight, it's daylight, it's very simple, it's daylight. If I was in here and it was nighttime, we have daylight balanced bulbs. But saying I'm not in here, I'm in an uncontrolled location where I have different types of lighting. So if I'm working in a room that has yellow tungsten lighting, I'm not going to use the silver side of the reflector. I'm going to go to the gold side of the reflector so I can keep the same temperature. That's always key, is whatever light's existing, you want to try to match it. So if you were using a constant light in a situation where it was tungsten light, you're going to need some type of gel to change that over to make it the same. If you're in a fluorescent, same thing. So I always want to try to match the existing light. But in this case here, again, just by keeping it simple. Now the negative part of the reflector, if I don't have a harsh light coming in, it's very hard for me to reflect light back. And in this situation here, there's not a whole heck of a lot I can do. So what we're going to do is move her over to a different spot. This way you can see what we can do with a reflector. So now we've adjusted to the light. So one of the things is I have light basically coming in from this direction here. So I have a little bit of light from here. I have to find the proper place to put the reflector. Now the reflector, you're thinking I need someone to hold it. You could use anybody to hold it, or you could get a simple, inexpensive stand. This is a Flashpoint stand. It's next to nothing. Again, the reflector and the stand together are less than $100. So let's take a look. If yours, turn your body this way towards me, and again, hands here, turn your head to your right. Let's take a look. If I pull this reflector out, you already see that. So if we get in on our face, Tim, we're gonna go right there. Let's take a look here. You already see it. It's reflecting underneath, filling the shadow. What about if we turn it? You're not seeing as much happening here, are you? Okay, so you're getting a little bit, okay? But the problem is I'm not totally filling under the neck, so I wanna slightly angle it up. And if you see, that cleans it up. So right now what's happening is I have her face going into the main light. I have the reflector coming slightly underneath from the side, and this is filling in everything from here. Roll out your shoulder a little bit. Good, just like that. Tilt your head here, lean forward again, just like that. Her eyes are on me. Remember the key here, and when you see me do the posing things, you're gonna see how I push the hips and try to create the best angle of the body. So turning your head to me just a little bit. That a girl. Turn your head slightly to the right. Again, this is you adding a reflector, smiling teeth, just like that. Beautiful. Now from here, I can really start to push it, because as long as I keep her face in the same angle and the reflector filling from the same angle, I'm gonna be in great shape. But again, it all boils down to having the light, understanding direction, and filling correctly. So again, we have two different types of lights here, but I'm getting similar results when I'm going in and I'm working with both a constant and when I'm working with a reflector. So we're keeping a key here. We're gonna turn this over just a bit. Okay, now let's take a look right here. We're gonna bring the reflector underneath. I'm gonna push it right onto her so it doesn't fall there. Okay, and what I want you to do now is lean forward to me just a bit, just like that. Roll out that right shoulder and take a look. Now look at the difference with the light coming in. And now I'm gonna change my cropping. I love making unique cropping, which you'll see further on in the series, but we're getting a little bit more depth to it. Tilt your head a tad to your left, turn your head to your right, just like that. Leaning forward, good, and you're smiling, beautiful teeth, excellent, beautiful headshot. So the first one's wide, okay, it's set beautifully. Then I'm gonna come in and crop there just a little bit. Now look down with your eyes, no smile, serious, just like that. You stay right there, you are doing terrific. Hold it, I'll tell you when I'm set. And look, we got three different types of light. Okay, we've already used two. We used the reflector, so the key is to lean into the reflector to get the light in, bam, bam, up, and if we take it out, take a look. Nowhere near the same amount of fill on her, not even close. So now, let's add our fill flash, and this is gonna change things dramatically for me. So what I'm going to add to it is a Profoto B1 light. Okay, now I know some people like working in TTL. I'm not a big fan of TTL. I like controlling the situation. So this here, I already have turned on. I'm using Nikon right now. They haven't made the Nikon TTL, which is great with me. I don't care if they ever do. I'm just gonna turn this on. I'm gonna go into manual mode. I'm gonna stay at 800 ISO, okay? And from here, I went from aperture priority to manual. I'm deciding I wanna shoot this at about 100 at f9, right in that range there. Because I want to be able to, if I'm going to flash, I'm looking to get more depth to her. That's one of the things. The constant light, as well as a refill reflector, are always going to be softer. I'm going to be wider open. With a flash, I'm generally looking to create more punch, more depth in the eyes, more strength to it. So I'm going to keep the pose similar to what we just did. Turning your body sideways again, leaning forward like this, turning your head to me. I have, at this point, the light's gonna be right on top of her because I'm controlling it. I'm working with the beauty dish. I have the grid right in here to soften the light up just a tad, and let's take a look at what we get. Now, I'm hoping that my setting's correct. Here's the great thing, if it's not, I can change it right from the camera remote. I wanna try to adjust the light. Sometimes I'm gonna have to play with the aperture, the shutter speed, but right now, let's see what we're able to get from right here. You're looking at me, beautiful. I'm gonna slide right here next to video. I pulled that light in a little bit too much. Again, the key here is to make sure that her face is to the light. Leaning forward, chin down. At 100 at f9, I'm not gonna get too much. Turn your head to your right without this light. Good, you're doing terrific. Stay right there, wonderful, smiling. And what you're gonna notice is happening right away is because I'm at 100 at f9, and because the light is hitting her so hard, what's basically happening at that point is the background, everything's going deeper, it's going stronger. Now, what are one of the negatives of going to flash here? Well, I'm picking up a heck of a lot more detail. Now, could I soften this? Yes, but if I'm gonna soften it to try to go for that minus like little fill look, why bother? Why not use a constant light? Why not use a fill light? A constant light or a reflector, because it's going to be softer, it's going to be more natural, and it's going to be quicker. So I look at that image and say, you know what? I'm a tad harsher than I want to be. I'm getting shadows in the neck, I'm getting a fuller face, so I'm going to turn that down one full stop, okay? Now at this point, by doing that, chin down a little bit, beautiful, looking at me, stay right there, you are doing terrific. I turn it down, I'm still harsh, not as harsh. Okay? And that's simple. So what's the difference between them? Well, constant light or a reflector is going to be a soft fill. Flash is going to be stronger, it's going to bring more depth, it's going to bring more punch. You need to make the decision on what works for you. It's all about being able to work simply. And here's the thing, whether I was using the reflector, whether I was using the constant, or I was using the flash, understand that it was one basic lighting pattern. Lighting into her face, through the body of a female. It's a simple lighting pattern. You need to be consistent, and whether I'm inside, outside, whatever it may be, if I work the same, everything's gonna flow faster, you're gonna have more experience, and ultimately people are gonna wanna work with you better. So I hope you enjoyed this mixed lighting type of video. Please be sure to subscribe to Adorama TV. We hope to see you again next time. My name's Doug Gordon, and thanks for watching.
Do you want great-looking prints at low cost? Be sure to visit our easy-to-use online printing service. Adorama Pix has professionals who treat your images with the utmost care that you can count on. For a quick turnaround on photos, cards, or albums, use AdoramaPix.com.